Hi guys, welcome to my channel. My name is Chari, and if you're watching this on Instagram, this is my first video posting on IGTV. So I'm super excited. Tune in here on IGTV for videos every week, and also if you are not subscribed to my YouTube channel, go ahead and subscribe to Set Apart Beauty for videos every week there as well. So yes, let's get right into the story. I'm going to share with you guys a story about my life. I want you guys to get to know me a little bit more, so I'm going to be doing more story times so you guys to get to know your girl a little bit more, get to know me a little bit more. Come on in, sis. We family. All right, so listen, we're going to talk about my pregnancy story. When I first got pregnant with my daughter, I was 19. Okay, so I'm going to start from the beginning. I considered, and I still do consider myself a PK kid. Now, for those of you who don't know what a PK kid is, that is a preacher's kid. Now, my parents are not preachers, but my grandparents are. And I lived with my grandparents for some years. And my grandparents helped raise me, and they are very active in my life and they was active in my upbringing. So I was a PK kid. Very strict mother. My mother was very strict, which she needed to be on me, to be honest. She needed to be strict on me because I would have been a little fast tail hot girl out here if she wasn't, okay? But my mother was very strict. So I was not allowed to do anything, to be honest. I wasn't allowed to do anything. I wasn't allowed to have boyfriends. I was not allowed to have a boyfriend, okay? Only my mom did at 16 let me have a boyfriend. She let me have a boyfriend at 16, but the rules were so strict. I'm surprised he even dealt with me. You know, I didn't even want boyfriends in high school because I felt like the rules were so strict that nobody was gonna want to ever deal with me and deal with my mom. You know what I mean? So, but this guy, he was willing to. So I had my first boyfriend at 16, and surprisingly, my mom let us go to the movies together, but that was the only thing we could do. We can go to the movies together. We can talk on the phone. That was about it. Where I wasn't allowed to spend a night over friends' houses. I wasn't allowed to go to any parties. No parties, no school parties. My mom definitely was right. She definitely was right. But I was just very sheltered, okay? I was very sheltered. I graduated high school a virgin. I was just sheltered. I was a PK kid. For all my PK kids out there, you already know how it is. You already know how it is. So anyway, so I always had in the back of my mind, when I turn 18, I can finally do what I want. And I used to always think I could finally experience life. Life is what I would call it. I could finally experience life. I can finally do what I want to do and stuff like that. So all throughout my teen years, my high school years, my mind was only focused on 18. That was the goal. 18, I'm getting out this house. 18, I'm going to college. 18, I'm going to get me a boyfriend. 18, I'm going to do everything that I really wanted to do. So in my heart, I was very rebellious. I was not rebellious in my actions, but my heart was really rebellious towards my upbringing, and rebellious towards the morals that my mother, had laid out for me. So I was very rebellious in my heart. And so I turned 18 May 7th, and I mean, soon as I turned 18, it was I wasn't coming home. I was staying with girlfriends. It was the summer. This was the summer before I went off to college. I was living with girlfriends and I was still living with my mom, but I was spending the night over friends' houses, which I told you guys I was never allowed to do. Spending the night over friends' houses, coming in the house anytime I wanted to, wearing booty shorts. Yes, honey, I was wilding. I was wearing booty shorts and everything. Anyway, so fast forward, I go to my first adult party ever, and that is in college. That is the first week in college. And I'm at my first party ever, and at my first party, I meet this guy. And he walks in, which you guys all heard this story if you have watched my other video, how me and my boyfriend met. But anyways, he walks in and he's like so tall. And I was just like, ooh, he is cute. So my girlfriend was like, that I had just met in college, she was like, who? This guy? And I was like, yeah, he's cute. She walks over there, go gets him and bring him over, and I'm just so shy. So fast forward, we instantly got into a relationship. We got in a relationship like maybe not even a month after we met, but we genuinely liked each other. We really liked each other. I met him, we like was head over heels for each other, and he was like so genuine and so like down to earth. And what I really liked about him was that he didn't play any games. Like, I met guys, you know, that wanted to date me even in high school. I mean, even as soon as I got to college, like there was guys instantly interested in me and wanted to date me, and I was just like, no, because a lot of them wanted to play games. They wanted to, you guys know the games that they want to play. They just want to get in your pants and that's it. And although I was rebellious, I had sense, and I was just like, I'm not giving this, like, I'm a virgin. I'm not giving myself to just anybody. You know what I mean? So anyways, met Rodney, fell in love with him, and he was just like my everything in college. So fast forward, I completed the first year of college. I did very well, by the way. All A's and B's, 1 C, and I did good. But Rodney didn't do so good. He just came to college with the intentions just to party. He didn't do so good. So fast forward, completed my first semester, and it's the summertime, and now he was a commuter. He lived in the town of the college. So he was, you know, at home, and it was time for me to go home for the summer. And you know how it is.
We love each other. We don't want to. We don't want to be away from each other.
Anyways, so we were like, okay, well, let's figure out how we can be together. He had just came to the conclusion, like, college wasn't for him. He didn't want to go. You know, college wasn't for him. So he was like, okay, well, you know, the rule was I had to go to college if I was living with my grandparents, so I'm ready to get out on my own. So he was ready to get out on his own. And my mother was like paying my way in college. She was paying my tuition, and it's a lot of money, okay? And she was doing it. She was making it happen for me to go to school. And I went to her and I was like, Mom, why don't I just go to the community college here? And you know, and my intentions was to go to the community college. That way, you know, I can help my mom. So my mom was happy, and she was like, cool, if that's what you want to do, that's what you want to do. So Rodney was like, well, since you're going to stay home and go to community college, I want to be with you. So he moved to the town that I'm from, and we got an apartment together, and I went to community college. And we moved together in, I want to say it was August we moved together, and it was either August or September we moved together, and December 31st, your girl got pregnant. Now, we had just like got a house together, we was in love, and we just felt like we were like grown, you know what I mean? We were grown folks. We was 19, we just got a house together, like we got jobs, I'm in school, and to be honest, like, I thought the next step for us to take was to have a baby. Now, I know, y'all, your girl was, something was wrong back in the day, okay? Like, something was wrong. Your girl was, I don't know what was up with your girl, but anyways, I felt like the next step for us to take was to have a kid together. So I was like, okay, I would like joke around with Rodney, like, let's have a baby, let's have a kid. And he was just like, Chari, you're crazy. No, you know, like, no, you're crazy. But we got pregnant, you know. And to be honest too, the devil had like put it in my mind like that I couldn't get pregnant. I used to think like, girl, you can't get pregnant. And I had no like reason to think that at all. I had absolutely no reason to think that at all. But for some reason, I thought that I couldn't get pregnant. Okay, it was a setup from the devil. But anyway, so, but I felt like the next step for us was to have a baby. So, we weren't doing anything to prevent it. Although Rodney was like, stop it, no. We weren't doing anything to prevent it, so I ended up getting pregnant. Now, I get pregnant and it gets real. All of a sudden, it's like it gets real. Although I took the pregnancy tests. I took like 4 of them because I was like, I bought them from Family Dollars. My first ones, I can't talk. My first 2 tests were from Family Dollars, and I was like, oh, this is from Family Dollars. This is cheap. Like, this is just a false positive. And then I went to Walmart, bought the first response, and those bad boys came out positive. Well, so I had like 4 pregnancy tests come out positive. And I come out the bathroom. Rodney's sitting in the living room playing the game, and I'm like, I'm pregnant. So I was like happy. I really was. I was happy because I wanted a baby. And Rodney was just like, okay. And he was trying to hold back a smile. But he really didn't want, he didn't want no kid at that time. But he was just like, okay, So we was pregnant. And here I am preparing for a baby working at McDonald's. Okay. But I was in school and I was like working towards a degree. But anyways, so I told my sister at McDonald's while we both was at work, I'm like, I'm pregnant. And girl, yes, that was ratchet. I have my baby and she comes out and she's absolutely gorgeous and beautiful. Rodney was there for me through the entire pregnancy. I think he only missed like 1 doctor's appointment the whole pregnancy. He was there during the delivery, and it was just a precious moment. And here we were, I had finished with my schooling. I had got a job as a phlebotomist, and I was making more money than I had ever made. And that was just God that like set me up to, by the time I had my baby, I had a career. I had started a career, and I was able to provide for my kids. So that was just only God to take me from McDonald's to where I was at within months. It was like literally God. So I had started my career. I had moved from that first place, our first apartment together. We moved into an even better apartment, and things were just starting to roll. And I started feeling like we're a family. We're a family. And I was happy. But a month after I had my daughter, things started to go downhill for Rodney and I. And it was just literally like a setup from the devil, if you ask me. I believe it was a setup from the devil because everything was perfect. And then soon as a baby is born, things start going downhill, and we started like arguing a lot. And a month after she was born, we broke up, and we got into a very, very big argument, and we decided to part ways, and he got his own place, and we were just literally done with each other. And I remember sitting in my kitchen like bawling my eyes out, crying, because that's not the plan that I had planned. Like, that's not what I wanted. I didn't want to raise a baby on my own. We were supposed to be a family together, and I remember crying, thinking like, we were supposed to do this together. Like, me and him, we were supposed to do this together. Although he was there for his kid, I never wanted to be like, I never wanted to not be with the man that I had a kid with. You know what I mean? I always wanted to marry the man whom I had kids with. And see, that's the setup from the devil when you plan your own life. You know what I mean? When you plan your own life and you think you got it all planned out, and your plan is going to fall in line with the devil's plan some way down the road. And that's what happened. So here I am, a single mom, even though I was not a single mom because Rodney took care of his kid. I mean, I had no problems at all out of him. So he definitely, did what he was supposed to do. But I consider myself a single mom because I was single as far as dating was. So single, and I was a mom. So here I am, and I'm just like, it wasn't supposed to be like this. So long story short, we broke up. We were broken up for months, and I started getting like very, very, very depressed. I started drinking. Before this, I was not a drinker. I had like, you know, had drinks here and there, but I started drinking a lot. I started going out partying way more than I had before, and it was just a very like, it was a time where I was trying to, truthfully, I was so hurt inside. I was hurt because of what had happened between us, that I thought the only way to get over it and to move past it and to not worry about him was to like constantly keep my day filled doing things. So if I wasn't drinking, if I wasn't partying, I was with friends, I was always doing something. And every time I was home alone and it was just quiet, and I was sober and I was left to my thoughts, I would just be crying. I would just be crying, you know, because of the way things happen. And I wasn't crying over like Rodney per se. I was crying the way like the path my life was taking. You know what I mean? I never wanted to be that woman who was raising her kid by herself, or raising her kid without that kid's father. You know what I mean? That was not the plan that I had for myself. So I was just so sad that my plan had messed up. So fast forward, start thinking like about my life and all the mistakes that I had made within the little time of me being grown. So from 18 to then 21, I had made so many mistakes, and my life was just not what I ever imagined it to be. And I was just like, yeah, you know, if I keep on going in 4 more years, who knows what else I'm gonna do, you know? So who knows what other stupid thing I'm gonna do. So I decided that I was gonna get saved. I was gonna give my life to Christ, and I went to my family's church that next day, and I woke up with a bad hangover because I was drinking like crazy. But I was like, you know what, I'm going to church. I went to church. I answered the altar call, and I gave my life to Christ, and it was like a breath of fresh air. Like, okay, I felt like I got a new start. You know, I got a new start. I can let God write the pages of my book now. So I told my boyfriend, well, he wasn't even my boyfriend. I told my baby dad, Rodney, which if you watch my channel, you guys know Rodney. I told my baby dad that I got saved. And so he started coming around the church and fellowshipping with the saints. And like maybe like 7 days later, he got saved too. And slowly but surely, but over a 2-year span, God put our life back together. And first, he worked on our relationships individually with him. So I began to form a relationship with God. Rodney began to form a relationship with God. At the same time, we were both going to church. We were both hanging around the same like group of friends, but we were not in a relationship. It was strictly about our daughter, and that was the only type of communication like we had. But we were cordial, and we were friends. We were good friends. We were friends in Christ. And then over time, after God built our relationship with him, he slowly but surely put us back together. And I think it took like 2 to 3 years. I can't remember the time span exactly, but in 2 to 3 years, he put us back together, and now he's my husband. So we ended up getting married. And it's like God, like it's like my dreams of only being with one man and only and marrying the father of my kids and raising my kids together in the same house with their father. like God put that back together. God made that possible. And gosh, it's just so amazing. So I know this story is supposed to be about 19 and pregnant, but I feel like I just gave you guys like my testimony. But that's fine. Guys, that's a story time. That's my first ever story time. I hope you guys enjoyed it. And yeah, I love you guys, and thank you so much for watching. If you enjoy this on IG TV, I want you to message me and let me know. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. Bye.